Ray Hunter, and we are back for Vlogoween day 20. Whoop, whoop. Oh my gosh, guys, we have 11 days left. Now, I do enjoy making videos every day, and I still plan on posting videos. Since doing this has really, this has been fun. And I see that everyone has been so positive and has been really enjoying watching videos, because I think if I post a video every day, I don't really think that, you know, you guys are going to get on to see me every single day. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so tired of seeing her. Like, shut up, you know? And so, but for the most part, I think that it's been a very positive thing. And so the only difference is that when I do Vlogoween, I'm having to make a fresh video daily, versus after Vlogoween, I'll be doing videos and I'll post one, you know, at least Monday through Friday, but I can do them on Sunday. So let's just say Sunday, I can make 5 videos and then I can work on them and post one each day versus doing one every single day, because my life gets hectic. I have a lot of things that I'm doing, especially during the week too. The good thing is that y'all don't care what I look like, whether I've combed my hair or changed or in pajamas, y'all don't care. So at least I don't think y'all care. So, I mean, if I had to like create this whole atmosphere and get special lighting, a special backdrop, and comb my hair and put makeup on, then I would be like, I don't know if I can do this every day, because that's not what my life is like every day. For those girls who put on, girls and guys who put on makeup that takes them like an hour or whatever to get ready, I can't. I can't. I mean, you know, if I had to, but. All right. I went to the store just like this morning. I ran. It's not that I don't care about my appearance. It's just that I don't care if I'm just going to the grocery store. You know, and so I had to run in there to go grab a couple of things and deposit some money into the bank. And so, and then I came home and I made vegan chili for me and Jade and regular chili for Derek. Even though it's like 90 degrees outside, inside the Hunter house, it is cold. So I got my jacket on. It feels just like winter. Get that bowl of chili. All right, so my cup of the day. So today we are Sunday, October 20th, and it's about, I don't know, I think close to 5. I'm not sure. Oh, I got it. Okay. All right, here's my cup of the day. It's my little black cauldron. It says the witch is in, and it's just all black all around. And on the inside, it is orange. I have another one like this. It says witch attitude, but that was for my daughter Mona. She took hers with her. And I got these at Walmart. I know, all places, right? Super cute. I got these at Walmart 2 or 3 years ago. I want to say 2 Halloweens ago. But anyway, I got these at Walmart. So cute. I have 3 cauldrons. You already saw one cauldron. I think it had the little besom on there, the little broom. And then I have this one, and I have one more that I'll show y'all before the month is over. Oh, this is the first cup of the day. And I'm drinking Starbucks Christmas blend coffee. I just had, this is my last one. Man, those things are expensive. For a box of that specialty Christmas blend, I think it was like $30 or so, and you get a whole bunch of them in there. But I have this big glass thing, and I have a bunch of different flavored K-cup pods, you know what I mean, for my Keurig. And I have a whole bunch of different flavors, and so I just kind of mix them, different ones from Starbucks, and then different ones from other brands. But yeah, so this was my last Christmas one, which is okay because Christmas is right around the corner. It's really good. It's really strong, and it has like, you can taste like the Christmas flavors in there, like nutmeg and Christmas and cinnamon, you know, those kind of flavors. Ooh. I always say it tastes like Grandpa's coffee. You know, there's some of those coffees that you taste and they have like a, after you drink it, it has like a very strong, you know, like when your grandpa made you coffee and that gave you chest hair. Yeah, like that. It's kind of like, it's so strong. I feel like I can feel, I can feel the hair growing on my chest. Yeah. Do y'all see I have makeup? Even though I already washed my face last night, I took all this makeup off and I washed my face this morning. I still have some from where I just rubbed my eyes earlier. I use that mascara called Better Than Sex mascara from, I buy it, what is that name of it? Sephora. And it's really, really good. And it's really dark. But man, whatever. It's a Sunday, right? Let me show you what I got. This came off of my wind chime. You see where it goes? It came off my wind chime outside. Well, I'm going to keep this because I'm going to use it to make holes in my candles. So, yeah, I know how I was talking about pencils make really small holes. Well, the only thing, I haven't tried it yet, and it will make a big hole, but then you're going to have to, if this comes out, hopefully the inside of the wax comes with it. I don't know. I haven't tried it out yet. But, so I'm saying, when you find things like this that are already trash, whatever, see if you can save it and use it for something in your craft. We shall see. Okay. So the spell that I'm going to show you today is a pumpkin spell for abundance. And we're going to use a pumpkin. I did this pumpkin for 2 people. I did this pumpkin spell for a client that I had. It was for her mother. And so I did this and I did it for 7 days. And it works really well. I mean, I don't know what the results were on that end so far. But you guys know with every spell, it takes a lot of patience. Sometimes when people ask me to do spells for them, I hesitate because if it seems like it's something that I can feel urgency in their message or in their voice, then like almost like, you know, desperation, like for love, when they want something done for love and they want it done like right now. That's not how spells work. They take time, they take patience. So anyway, and I also did this for my husband. My husband was trying to get he works at one company and he's trying to get on there full time. They hired him as a part-timer. And so they had a full-time position coming up, but they were only going to hire seniority first. My husband's only been there a month. And so I said, let me do a spell. So I did the same pumpkin spell, but except being for this particular, because you can use a pumpkin spell for many things. So for his, I pinpointed it for him to get this job. I used it for abundance. Yes, abundance for money and wealth, prosperity, and also for a wish. And I use it to like a wishing spell for him to get this job. And as of Friday, he is full-time at this position. I want to say that it has to do with the spell that I did. Also, the hard work he was doing. You know, he was showing that he was worthy of this job. You know, showing, because you know some people, they can see your resume, but they're like, okay, it's impressive. Let's see how he works. And they've been watching him, and my husband's such a hard worker. At home, at home he's a sloth, but at work, he works his ass off. So I guess they saw him, and I think just a combination of everything. But anyway, whatever it was, I'm so glad that he got the job. I'm so grateful. Grandpa's coffee. It's because it's so strong. I'm gonna have a good bush right here on my chest when Derek comes home. Like, look, mine's bigger. Anyway, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for abundance. So you could just buy one. I bought this pumpkin for $5 at my local grocery store. Now the only thing, when you buy a pumpkin like this, the bottom part, you want to try to make sure it's as flat as possible, because you are going to be standing a candle in here. So don't get one that's pushed in too much. Try to get one that stands, you know, make sure that it stands pretty well on its own. because you're going to be placing a candle and you don't want it to roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to cut it and then pull everything out. Now, when you cut this, if you're going to do, oh Lord, that was a long stretch for me. Okay, if you're going to use a candle like this, like a glass candle, what you can do is put this over and trace it so you know how big of a opening that you need. And the reason why I say that is because if you don't want your candle to kind of move around, you can make it as snug as the candle. Okay, so you can make it as wide as a candle so your candle won't move anywhere. That's something you can do. But if not, I make mine kind of big because I like to be able to get in there and get stuff out, and I dress my pumpkin in the inside, so you're gonna see all that. So anyway, take your pumpkin downstairs and wash it really well with soap and water, get it nice and clean. Then go ahead and cut the top off. You're not gonna need the lid anymore, so you don't have to worry about saving that. Go ahead and remove the lid. Make sure it's big enough for you to work in. So as you're down there and you're removing the guts from inside of it, the seeds and stuff, save that on a paper plate or paper towel or whatever. Now visualize, if you're going to be doing this for abundance, if you want to get abundance from your job, you want to raise, you want more money, or you want to get abundance from somebody who owes you money, or playing the lottery or going gambling, whatever it is, or if you're just doing it because I want more money brought to me, think of all the obstacles that are in your way. I don't have enough money because I don't get enough hours at work, or because this person won't pay me back, or because I don't have a job, or because I don't make enough money, whatever it is. And so whatever those obstacles are that are keeping you from getting more money, you want to visualize that those obstacles are inside here, and you're going to be pulling those obstacles out, right? You're going to be pulling it out. You're going to be like, I don't get enough, the reason why I don't get, the reason why I don't make enough money on my paycheck is I don't get enough hours. Remove that. Or the reason why I still don't have the $500 is because John Smith hasn't paid me back. Man, if there really was a person named John Smith, he'd be so right now, because I use his name for every hex example that I use. So, whoa. And John Smith, you're pretty screwed. And Jane Doe. Anyway, so you're just going to be pulling stuff out, and you're going to visualize that all of this stuff in the inside is the obstacles that are blocking you. If you were doing this because you were doing this for fertility, because pumpkins are really good for fertility spells, and the reason why you can't get pregnant is because you don't produce enough eggs, or your husband has low sperm count, or whatever it is that is an obstacle for you to get pregnant. You visualize the inside of it being the obstacle and removing it and throwing it. Okay, if you're trying to find love, pumpkins are good for love. Visualize all the things that are keeping you from finding love, and pull those out. So again, just whatever it is that you're doing, but in this case, we're doing abundance, okay? For money. He already has a job, so I want to make sure that and he got $1 raise. So I did that thing for him to get a job, for him to get full-time abundance and wealth and prosperity and success. And so I did all of that on his pumpkin. And anyway, I'm just so super proud of him. Okay, back to this. So since we're doing an abundance spell, because I don't want to keep giving you examples because I feel like I get pulled away from this. I'm good for rambling. So go ahead and cut this out. Remove all the obstacles that are keeping you from getting more money. And for this one, it's going to be abundance for Derek. So I'm just going to remove that. And the things that were keeping him from getting more money was that, he needed full time and he got a raise. So those things are good. So now I just want to keep drawing. I want to keep attracting money his way. I want him to have good luck. I want him to have prosperity and wealth and abundance of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just, remove all the stuff inside, wash it really well, and bring it back up here. And then I'm going to show you step by step. Now, pumpkins are really good if you're trying to do, right now that we have pumpkins for October and November, this is the time to use your pumpkins. Pumpkins are really good for love spells, lust, like just sex, lust spells. They're good for healing. They're good for forgiveness, any type of forgiveness spell. They're good for new opportunities, road openers, prosperity, fertility, protection, and money. These are just some of the uses, but not limited to, you know. So there are many other, you know, ways that you can use these. You can also use these if you're doing like rituals. You can use these as an offering. You can use pumpkins to do wish spells. They're very good for wishing and for luck. We said offering, we said protection, we said wishing, abundance. Yeah, so you know, pumpkins represent happiness, abundance, and happiness. So you definitely, these are really good vessels to use in any type of magic. Now, these are all, you can use pumpkins in positive and negative work. So if you're doing something good or you're doing a malicious work, they're also very good in that as well. Now also, if you want to buy like a little pumpkin like this is what I do for mine. I have some outside my front door. You can get a pumpkin, whatever size you want, wash it really, really good, soap and water, get all the stuff off of it. And then you can just rub your whole pumpkin with Florida water or with holy water, and you can place it right at your front door, either in the inside or the outside. And this will help protect your home from anybody, you know, anybody who wishes to cause you harm from entering your house. You know, a long time ago, they would draw scary faces on the pumpkins, carve out scary faces, and put a candle in it to scare away anything that might want to cause anybody harm, like to protect them, for protection, right? So if you're wanting to do that, you can definitely carve sigils, protecting sigils. You can either carve it or you can draw them on here. You can hollow it out if you want and put a candle in there. But for me, mine that are on the outside, I just wash it really well and I put Florida water on it. But on the bottom of our pumpkin, I have my name, Derek's name, and Jade's name right on the bottom. And on the back of it, where you can't see it, I have a protecting sigil. I have the same sigil on the windows of our house. Each window in our house has a sigil, just a small sigil written on it. And it's the same one that's on my pumpkin for protection. And it just sits right on my step. So that's just something that you can do. You don't have to do that, but you can. All right, so I'm gonna go downstairs and cut this up and then I'll be back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Here is my nice clean pumpkin. I love the way pumpkin smells. I don't like the way fresh pumpkin tastes, but you know what? I haven't had it in an awfully long time. And looking at this right here, I bet you, like, if you clean this up really good and you bake it and you put some brown sugar on there and nutmeg, I never used to like sweet potatoes either, and I love them now. So I think I'm gonna have to give one a try. Obviously not this one. This one has a job already. So I went ahead and cleaned it out, and as I was removing stuff, I was just removing all the things that were keeping Derek from getting that wealth and riches, prosperity, abundance, you know, with his newfound career, because, you know, he's been a government contractor, working with the military for, he's a retired, he's a veteran. He was in the military for many years, and then he worked as a government contractor, still with the military. So he's been living the military life since he was 18 to now. He just turned 45. So that's all he knows. That's why he can't cook or do anything like that, like household stuff. But anyway, I'm laughing to myself because last night we were watching TV, and it's Saturday, and on Saturdays I don't want to cook. Like, it's my day off. Everybody gets 2 days off from work. Some people do. And when you're a housewife, you don't get any days off or sick days. That one time that I was sick with the eye infection for 3 days, I damn near starved because they didn't know what to do. They cut up some fruit for me. This is when I had an eye infection. My eyes were hurting so bad. That's when I got an allergic reaction to one of the herbs that I had. And my eyes swole up, and just regular light hurt them so bad. So I had to stay with the cloth over my eyes, plus the drops that I was putting in there. Anyway, long story short. So I'm like, I can't do nothing. So y'all gotta defend for yourselves. For them, it was easy. They just went and got Popeyes and Chick-fil-A and blah, blah, blah. But I didn't want to eat heavy because I wasn't feeling well. And so I'm like, hey, y'all make me some salad, some fruit, something. Guys, when I tell y'all, I felt like a zoo animal because, you know, when you go to the zoo and you see them feeding the animals, and sometimes they put it like in a big tray and it's like cut up fruit and stuff. Well, they cut up like bananas, kiwi. They cut up a bunch of little stuff, right? And they put in this ginormous potato salad type of bowl, right? This big bowl. Here you go, Mom. Big old bowl. And I get this big bowl and I'm looking like, there's like just a few cut up fruit in the bottom. I'm like, thanks. So you know, when you guys, my husband doesn't know how to cook. He can warm up, but he doesn't know how to cook. And Jade is bare minimum. So I'm like, ugh. So anyway, on Saturdays, I want a day off to not do anything in the kitchen. And I was laughing to myself because we had eaten, I had brought food home for them. After our nail appointment, I picked up food. And so when we came home, we were just going to eat trash, like I said last night. And we did. Derek ate like a whole bag of barbecue chips, plus he ate popcorn. And he ate something else. And I had popcorn. And Jade had popcorn. I had popcorn and pickle. She had popcorn. No, she had spicy Cheetos. They have those bones and new flaming hot Cheetos. I don't know. Anyway, so he's sitting there. And then I look at him and he looks at me. He goes, baby, are you hungry? I'm like, no. No. And he's like, it's almost midnight. He's like, I'm hungry. And he looks at his watch. It's midnight. And I'm like, so what? Technically Saturday is over? And he just smiles really big. And I go, no. Go find yourself something. I'm not cooking till breakfast. And so he's like, okay. And he didn't bother me, right? Because he knew I didn't want to. So then I got up to go to the kitchen. He's looking at me like a little puppy, right? Looking at me. And I go, you want some food? He's like, mm-hmm. He's, I'll eat anything you give me. Okay. So yeah, I warmed him up some food. Derek is really good about eating leftovers, so it was really good. And he sat down at that table. I made him leftovers from dinner we had on Thursday, or the dinner he had on Friday. And he polished it off. He was like eating so fast. I'm like, were you hungry? He's like, mm-hmm. I said, I feel so horrible. We gotta teach you how to cook. He's like, mm-mm. I'm like, just drink water. You'll be fine. Okay, back to the spell. Sorry, guys. You know, I love to just come on here and make a video, just talk. But I know y'all want to see things. Okay. What are we doing? Okay. So I cleaned all this out. And now that this is nice and clean, now at this point, if you want to write any sigils on here for whatever it is that you're doing this, but for this one is abundance for money and wealth, prosperity, riches, you know. So if you wanted to write, if I wanted to do any sigils for that or money symbols, this is my time to do it. If I want to write Derek's name on here, this is my time to do it. And so for the name, I'll put his name right here with the black marker. Put it right here, even though it's going to be on the candle, and I put a petition paper in here. This is just, you know, just extra steps. So I'm going to go ahead and put his name on the bottom of the pumpkin, and then and any sigils you want. But for me, I'm not going to put any sigils on this one because I'm going to have it in here, and I'm going to have stuff on the candle. So let me go ahead and write his name real quick. Whew, guys, I know I can't do anything quick, right? So again, take your time to enchant your stuff. After each time that you put your ingredients in here, you can enchant. Okay, I had to think about the birthday real quick. Okay. I know his birthday. I was trying to think of the year. Okay, so I have it on the bottom. So, I don't know what I was saying. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this aside. Let's go ahead and make the powder. Now for the powder, I'm going to use my my marble mortar and pestle, because this is the one that I use. I made some of this already, so I already have some here made, but I didn't make very much. So I'm going to go ahead and make more, because I definitely want to show you guys how to make it, and I want to have enough in case I need for anything else. And I like to talk to y'all while I'm doing this. Okay, so for the first ingredient, we are going to be using, y'all want me to put y'all down? Okay, let me put y'all down so y'all can see what I'm doing. I think I need a bigger workstation. Oh, and guys, look, I saved my pumpkin seeds. I went ahead and took all of the pieces of pumpkin off, and I washed it really, really well. And I just laid them here on a paper towel and save them. And tomorrow, I'm gonna make a video on pumpkin seeds, and I'm gonna show y'all different things that you can do using pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are so good for magic. So I definitely wanna show y'all that. Still can't see. Hold on, guys. Here we go. I'm going to use my mortar and pestle. So the first thing we're going to use is going to be some basil. You can use whole basil leaves if you want and crush them up, or you can buy them like this. They sell these like this at the dollar store. They sell all over already crushed up. It just makes it easier. Now again, if you want to do even amounts, you can go ahead and do even spoonfuls of stuff. I'm going to do 4 because I want to make a big enough, I'm going to do 5 because I want to do a big enough container where I have enough. Okay, so basil is really good for money. We're also going to use cinnamon. Guys, cinnamon is really good for money. And also cinnamon is really good to add a boost to your spell work. Remember I told you how it adds, it's like a power punch. Okay. The next thing we're going to use is bay leaves. Bay leaves are very, very good for wishes. Now, when you're going to do this for a spell, try not to use your whole leaves. Like, don't crush up the ones that are already like this. You want to keep these whole ones when you're burning them for wishes. So only crush the ones that are already broken. Like these little broken pieces. You want to use those. Don't use any of these that are like this that you can write on. Now, if you don't want to crush them in here, you can be as creative as you want. You can write on here a certain amount of money. Like if you're trying to get a certain amount of money an hour, like say you're looking for a job and you want to make at least so much an hour, go ahead and put that on there. Write it on there and just throw it into your pumpkin. You don't have to crush it up. All right, so the rest of these I'm going to crush up. I mean, you can be as creative. You don't have to do any of this stuff that I'm doing. You don't have to add any of these ingredients that I'm doing. I just show you what I do and what I know works for me. Not saying that what you do wouldn't work for me. I'm just showing you what I use and what I do, and letting you know the results that I've gotten. I just do a handful of bay leaves, and then I'm going to do cloves. Now at this point you can do whole cloves or you can do ground cloves. I have both, which I'm going to use both. I'm just going to use a palmful. Good thing these ingredients are pretty cheap at the dollar store and at other places. I forgot one ingredient. Hold on. My patchouli. Okay. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to use orange. Now, if y'all are on my Instagram, y'all saw how I was making orange. So here are the sliced oranges that I dried. If you have a food dehydrator, you can put these in your dehydrator. I don't have one, so I cut mine up and I just lay them out on a cookie sheet with a paper towel, and I just let them dry. And it takes like, I don't know, 3 days. You can put them outside if you want, and they'll dry faster. But I don't, because I have critters out here, and they will take them. Like, ooh, thanks for the lunch, girl. I'm like, no. No. So I do it inside on my table. And then, but what I was going to say, the whole purpose of showing you this, was what I do for some of the oranges, like I use them on my Ganesh altar for an offering for Lord Ganesh. And so whatever I have left over from his, sometimes I put like 2 or 3 oranges on his altar. Sometimes it's just 1. And when I see it's time to change it, I'll go ahead and take that one, and I'll use my peeler, and I'll peel all of, I just peel. It's just a little peeler I bought at the grocery store, and it works amazing. Or you can use I use my mandolin that I have sometimes. Anyway, so I just peel all of the skin off, and then I cut these like this. So I put these out to dry, and then I use all the peel, and then I put the peel also on a paper towel, and I let those dry. And so that's how I get orange peels. I love using different types of foods in my spells. I think it's amazing. It adds such a powerful punch to your spell, especially if you're doing it yourself, you know. And this way nothing goes to waste. You can use your oranges and you can use the peels. I do this for my lemons, I do it for my limes, and I do it for my oranges. All right. Okay, so that's all I'm going to put in here. Let's go ahead and get this going. Oh, you know what I was going to add in here too was some nutmeg. Nutmeg is also very good for money. Whole nutmegs. If you put whole nutmegs inside of a mojo bag that you're going to carry for luck when you're going to go gamble or anything, such a good little charm to carry for money. Okay. And I'm just doing this to incorporate everything. And this powder that I'm making, this blend, you can use it to dress candles. You can use it to make oils. You can use it to put in mojo bags. You know, there's so many things. Remember, every time I make a powder, I give you all the things that you can use these for. Now I'm going to put a couple of spoonfuls of this lovely abundance powder that Alex made me. My friend Alex sent me a love mail. If y'all haven't seen that video, it's on one of my Vlogoweens. I'm going to put just 2. Oh, it smells so good. It's so pretty, that glitter. I don't really do too much glitter in mine. Sometimes I do, depending on what it, if I'm going to sell it or if I'm giving it. But if it's just for me, I won't. But anyway, he sent me some stuff, and this is for abundance. And I'm just going to add it to mine just to give it a little more power, right? Okay. Oh, it smells so good. That orange and cinnamon and the nutmeg. Right now I'm burning pumpkin spice on my wax burner downstairs. It smells good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add this one to this, because that's exactly what I used in this one. The only thing that I added in this one that I didn't add to this one was nutmeg. So I'm just going to put it in here. Again, you can use these, like I said, to dress candles. You can make oils out of your dry mixture. You can burn it on top of charcoal disc. You can also put it in, like I said, put them in your mojo bags. You can sprinkle it around your plates, like I do when I want to do spell work. I put it on top of a white plate and I put stuff around it. Okay, so this here is my abundance mix. Again, if you want yours very, very fine, feel free to grind it up small. I like mine chunky like this. That's just me, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get our, what is this? Pumpkin. Let's get our pumpkin ready. We're going to use this with our pumpkin. All right. Let me see. Did I tell everything that I put in there? Okay, so I have all the ingredients in here. I've already told you, go ahead and put the name on the bottom. Go ahead and put sigils, whatever you want on the pumpkin. You can carve it. You can put it with a marker if you want. Now we're going to go ahead and put the stuff inside the pumpkin. I'm going to stop it for 1 second because I need to put a petition paper in here. Okay, guys, now I have his petition paper. So on here, I wrote his name 3 times. So I've, Derek Hunter, Derek Hunter, Derek Hunter, his date of birth 3 times. And then I turned it 1 time to my right, and I put riches, money, and success. That's everything that I want him to get from either him with his job, or because he steady plays the lottery. Whichever way, I want him to have riches, money, and success. So now that his petition paper is done, I'm going to put his petition right on the bottom. And in fact, what I'm going to do real quick, let me show y'all. Help me. Where is it? Right here. And let me get his oil. So now I made the success oil. Remember when I made this? Oh, I haven't done this on camera. You guys have been asking me the recipe for this. I'm going to do a video maybe tomorrow giving y'all the ingredients to a few of my oils, because I'm not going to make this again. Look how much I still have. So this is a success oil that I made. And then I made the coffee bean oil. Or I have this. This is High John the Conqueror oil. Remember I told you, if you buy these, don't throw them away. Go ahead and add stuff to this and enchant it, because, put your power into this, your energy into this, because it already has a container. It already has oil in there. So on the back, I just wrote a little label what I have in here. I have basil, allspice, and orange peel. And this is, I use this for money, and also for for wishes and road opening, new success, new opportunities. So I could use any of those oils, but I'm going to use the success oil. Okay. So at this point, you can take a little bit of the oil. Let's take a little bit. And then you can just anoint each corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 in the middle. So I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's what I do. You don't have to do that if you don't want. But you know what? We're all in for it, right? If we can get a little more, let's do it. I'm all for it. So I'm going to take a little bit of my abundance mixture, and I'm going to put it right here, right in the middle. I'm going to make a little packet. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the paper towards me, because we want to bring this in. And then we're going to go ahead and fold it again. Okay, so I made a little packet. All right, I'm going to try to make this as flat as possible, because this is going to go on the bottom. But before I do that, let me go ahead and get my pumpkin ready. So now that I have my packet ready, let's go ahead and take care of this now. So I'm going to put 2 of my oils in here. I'm going to put some of my success oil, just a little bit. Can y'all see that? And then I'm going to put some of my coffee, because I want to speed this along. So I'm going to put some of my coffee oil in there. All right, so see how that's in there? Then you're going to take your hand and you're just going to rub all of that in there. You want to put all your oil in there. You want to put all your intentions in there. Think about what it is that you want from this oil as you're rubbing it in there. Okay. All right. It's nice and coated. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the stuff inside my pumpkin. So you can go ahead and put your powder that you just made. Go ahead and put some of that in there. What I do is I put mine like this on the side, and I just kind of put some in there like that. See? And then I just do this. See how all that's coating it? It's all nice and coated. Now, you can do it like that where you put in the mixture that you made, or you can take each ingredient that you feel you want to add more in. So, for example, if you want to add more of your basil leaves, go ahead and add it in there. If you want to add, more of your cloves, go ahead and put it in there. Layer it. Go ahead and do that. And that's what I'm going to do now. If you don't have any oil, you can definitely put some honey in the inside and rub honey. You can use vegetable oil. You can use any type of oil you have, because you want to put a coating in here so all your stuff will stick, okay? And honey will just sweeten anything that you're going to do. It'll sweeten any deal. Any kind of spell you're going to do, it's going to sweeten that. But I like to do money. I like to do money oil in here, as well as coffee, because we already know how coffee is. So speaking of coffee, I'm going to go ahead and put some coffee in there, because I want to speed this along. Okay. You can do coffee grounds like this, or you can do coffee beans, whichever you like. I'm going to go ahead and put some, just a little bit of orange peels. You don't have to do this. This is just what I do. And I'm going to put some of my orange peels in here. Why my orange slices? Because Derek just got this new job, and I want him to have success with his new opportunities. With the new opportunities he's given with this job, I want him to have success with it. So I'm definitely going to put that in there. All right, now at this point, I'm going to put some of my pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are really, really good for abundance. These are not dried. I have some that are roasted. Where did I put them? Think. I cannot remember where I put those roasted ones are. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put some of these in here. I'm just going to put a few of those. And I'm going to put some Spanish moss. I have a friend of mine who sends me Spanish moss. She has so much of it where she lives, or where she used to live, but she can still get it. And so Spanish moss is really good for money. Spanish moss is good for money. It's good for like if you're trying to do any malicious work, like hexing. If you're trying to do any type of jinx, like you're trying to jinx someone, it's good for that. You can add Spanish moss to your war water. That's a really good ingredient for your war water. So you can both use Spanish moss for positive and negative work. And also it's good to stuff doll babies with. If you live in a place where you have a bunch of it, you can use it to stuff your doll babies. But anyway, in this case, I'm going to use mine for money. So, and also for protection, because you want to make sure that he's, I want to make sure that my husband's job is protected. Make sure nobody's trying to maliciously take that away from him. My baby works so hard. Okay, so everybody in the pool. All right, so now that we have that, y'all see? I know it looks like a hot mess, but once I put my candle in there, it's going to be beautiful. All right, so now let's talk about the candle. So now my pumpkin is ready. My pumpkin is blessed, it's dressed, and it's fixed, and it's ready for the candle. And so before you start doing anything with your pumpkin, go ahead and take that few moments before you start working with it, either before or after you have everything ready, and go ahead and put your intent into it. Go ahead and put your intentions into it, put your energy into it, and then continue. All right, so that's done. Now let's talk about the candles. My pumpkin's ready. I have my petition ready. Now I'm going to do the candle. Where is, okay, so in this case you can do a few things. I have my notes right here, and where's my other candle? Tomorrow, guys, I told you I'm going to be making a video showing y'all how to use pumpkin seeds, so don't forget about that. All right, so in this particular type of spell, since I'm doing for abundance, you can do a few things. You can use a red candle for money if you want your money to be fast money. You need money quick, so then you would use red. If you're trying to use, if you're trying to do, like, in this case, like he has a new opportunity. I want that money to come. I want him to make lots of money with this new opportunity. I would use an orange candle for that. And I would use a gold or a yellow candle if I wanted it to be successful, if I want for this particular thing to bring him success. I could use a green candle if I just want to direct it towards money. But in this case, since I want all of that, I'm going to do a white candle because I'm greedy. I'm a greedy. All right. So now, say, for example, if you want to use a 7-knob candle, you can use a 7-knob candle. The 7-knob candles are the long candles, and they have the little 7 knobs on them. Those are really good. They come in all different colors, and you can use the colors according to however you use your own color magic. In this case, you know, I would use a green one, or like all the colors I just talked about. But say all you have is a white candle. So on each of the knobs, you're going to write what it is that you want. Now, for me, I would write my husband's name, or whoever's the name, whoever it is. So I write my husband's name, and I would write on there, you know, all the things that I want for him to have because of this new opportunity. I want him to have riches. I want him to have wealth, prosperity, good luck, you know, things like that. So on each knob, you can write one of those things on each knob. Or if you just want him to have success, or you want success, or you want lots of money, whatever it is, short and simple to the point, write it on each knob. You burn one knob a day. Now, if you don't have a 7-knob candle and you have a pillar candle like this, remember what I said, y'all can get this and you can make 7 notches on here. So get a knife and kind of measure to make sure you have seven of the same, and go ahead and put a notch in there. Make 1 knob, boom, 2 knob, boom. So what you're going to do is you're going to watch your candle and you're going to let it burn to that first notch. You're going to snuff it out. Then the next day you're going to go ahead and, you know, again, put in your intent on, you know, and light your candle, and you're going to burn to the second and the third and fourth. You're going to do that till all 7 notches are burned, whether you use a big candle like this or you use a 7 knob. You can do that if you run your spell for 7 days. Some people only burn 1 whole candle and that's it. One, you know, so like if you want to burn one of these and you're like, I don't want to be worried about every single day, I just want it to burn. That's fine. Go ahead and dress and fix this candle and then let this whole candle just start to finish. You can do that too. If you want to use a candle like this because you don't have one of these, if you have one of these that are left over, see how this one has some stuff, go ahead and start, like, burn that wax that's in there. And then once your candle is fixed, dressed, and ready to go, put the person's name, the date of birth, put the oils on there. And remember, when you write it in there, make it nice and deep, rub your oil, roll it in. You can roll it in this mixture that you made. Roll it in there. If you don't want to roll it in here, you feel like, I really want to roll it in coffee, do that. You know, whatever it is that you want to do. And then stick it in there. Make sure you hold it, and it's going to stick it like glue. Then once that's stuck, it's going to be stuck like this. Then you can place that right in here. And it's going to stay sturdy like that. And you can burn notch by notch, or you can just burn the whole thing. That's if you don't have, because this is not going to stand up in your pumpkin. You need something to hold it. So that's why I save these. It doesn't matter that it has things on here. This is for Derek anyway. This is what I use for Derek anyway. But you can get some, you can use some acetone, some nail polish remover. You can use a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. It takes all the marker off. And use the same one. You don't have to, you know, try to figure out what to do. You can just use one of those. Or if, like I said, if you don't have one of these and you don't have one of these, what you can do is you can get a cup, like a coffee cup, or you can get like a jar like this, you know, like a small jar, empty jar, turn it upside down and place it in there. So when you place it like that in there, you can put a tea light candle or a votive candle on here and let it burn. Make a little stand in there. A cup, anything. If you want it to burn in here, just be really careful if you're going to burn a loose candle like that in here, if you have a lot of dry stuff in it. So that's why I said burn, to use something like this that's kind of high. You can even use a drinking glass, because it'll be high. And then you can put your tea light candle on there. Burn one tea light candle for however many days you want to work your spell, or a votive candle for, again, how many days you want to work your spell. You can be super creative on how you burn your candle in here. Okay, so for me, I'm going to use one of these candles. And I won't do this on camera because then it'll take forever. So what I'm going to do is, you know what we can do right now, what we can try? Let's try this together, guys. Let's see if this works. Okay, this is my last white candle. Okay, let's try this. Good Lord, this is hard. This didn't come from the dollar store. Ooh, but that's gonna work just great. Look at that big chunk of wax it took out. Oh yeah, let's try this. Okay, Wonder Woman powers, activate. Ooh, okay, wait, that hurts my hand. You can do this, you can do this. Please don't break nothing. Oh. Okay. Oh, how am I gonna get it out? Oh. Whoa. Look at that big hole it made. Awesome. Okay. I need something to... Look at that, guys. That made a good little hole to put stuff in there. Of course, I'm gonna have to clean that out. How am I gonna clean this out, you say? I'm gonna put this over some fire and it's going to just melt on out. Went to college for something. Okay. Here we go. Yes, we can do this, we can do this. Okay. I'm making y'all nervous. Ooh. That's a nifty little trick. I think I'm gonna go take the rest of them things off of there. There'll be like one little thing on there. What happened? Okay, so since I have these big old holes, I'm gonna go ahead. Now remember, my candle already, I already cleansed my candle. When I buy my candles, I clean them right away. You know, you want to make sure you take off any other vibrations off of your candles, any energy, residual energy that might be on it from the buyer or anybody who's touched it, you know. Ooh, look at all this space. It's like when you're driving on the a brand new expressway and they made these big old lanes. Wow. You could put a whole petition paper in there if I wanted to. Jeez. That's really nice. Okay. Now that I have that, let's go ahead and put in some of this Hydra on the Conqueror. Remember, this has basil, allspice, and orange peel in it as well. Let's go into that other hole. It's happening. Okay, here we go. All right. That's not, now you have to be careful because you don't want this shit to explode. I was like, whoa, look at that big old bonfire. Yeah. Okay, so now that I have the oil and the stuff, I mean, just so much room in there. Can't get over that. It's gonna look like this. It's gonna be sitting in here. The petition. Did y'all see me just sprinkle some of that on me? Okay, I'll put this in there. I'm a hot mess, right? A hot mess. Teaching 101. Can you imagine me teaching Jade homeschool? It's always a hot mess. My baby learns. Okay, so it's gonna look like this. And I'm gonna put it on top of a plate like I always do. If y'all have seen my Instagram, y'all have seen pictures of me putting stuff on my white plate. I usually put on the white plate or right around the white plate. I've showed you guys this before, and I'll put more stuff on it and I'll go ahead and burn it. But I'm gonna do this off camera. I'm gonna put Derek's name, his date of birth on there, and I'm going to put all the things that I want him to have, you know, that represent the spell. It's going to be for abundance. It's going to be for riches. It's going to be for prosperity and wealth and good luck. All these things that I want him to have with his newfound opportunity. So I'll go ahead and put all that on here and I'll start burning it. And I'm going to let this burn. Once I start it, it'll burn completely out. I will not turn it off until it turns off by itself. And usually if it burns all the way through, it may take 3 or 5 days. Just depends on how fast the spell works. It depends on the quality of the candle. Now, if you are a person who can't be, like for me, I'm going to be home for the next 3 days. I'm not going anywhere. So if you are a person who has to get up and go to work in the morning, do the glass or the jar like this in there and burn a tea light candle or a votive candle. So that way you can watch it and let it burn completely. Once that tea light is done, remove it and put another one for the next day. Do the same thing. Or if it's a votive candle, it's going to melt all down the glass. So maybe get a glass that's no longer going to be used. But if you want to save the glass, go ahead and wrap it with foil. And then you just take the foil off and your glass will be saved. Just make sure you make a little something for it and burn the votive on top and then let it, you know, melt all the way down. And then just put another one, let it melt. However, like I said, you can do 3 days, you can do 7 days, you can do 9 days, whatever your magical number is. If you're doing one like this, then it's just going to burn. If you want to burn one like this and let it burn all completely down, you let it burn. If you want to do the 7 knob candle where you burn 1 knob per, that's all those 7 knob candles are. Do not break your neck trying to find one. Don't break your bank trying to purchase one. There is nothing special about a 7 knob candle, only that it is in the shape of 7 knobs. Okay, so that's just in my opinion. I mean, if you want to go and buy a candle, you can get one like this for 99 cents. You can go to like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any of these places that sell. And Hobby Lobby and Michael's, they sell, and Party City, they sell candles for every color. Like, because they, you know, you have weddings and things like that. So you can find candles there all the time. Yes, they're going to be a little more expensive, but if you're trying to find something and you need it, you can use a candle like this. If you want to break this down in 3 days, you can do 1, 2, 3. You want to do it in 9 days. You are the creator of your own magic. So don't feel like you have to follow every single thing that somebody does. Take the ideas and write them down and figure out how it's going to work best for you. So again, I like 7 knob candles, but ever since I started doing my own like this, it's been so much cheaper. I still get the same results. I'm telling you, there's nothing different. Unless a practitioner is making their own 7 knob candles and their own molds, and they are putting things into the candle itself, the oils and the herbs in the candle and molding it that way, then I could see the difference. But if you're just buying a plain wax 7 knob candle, do not spend all that money. You can get the same effects with one 99-cent candle like this, or little tea lights, or little votives, or one candle like this. That's just in my opinion, okay? Just in my opinion. All right, guys. So I think I've told y'all everything about, I feel like I'm leaving something out. But if I am, I'm sure you guys, y'all are all super, super smart witches. Y'all will figure it out. If not, y'all will let me know. If not, I'll figure it out and I'll be like, hey, I forgot to tell y'all this. Who knows? But anyway, so those are all the ingredients that I'm using. It's a very simple spell. It's such a simple spell, and I've had great results from it. And I can only do this during fall when we have pumpkins, because other than that, you know, we don't have them. Now, afterwards, what do you do with the pumpkin afterwards? I take the candle, I throw the candle away. I don't do anything special, because once the spell is done, it's done. It's served its purpose. I no longer need to do any ritual with it. I don't have to go travel to a crossroad. That's just for me. I just throw them in the trash. The pumpkin, what I've done with the pumpkin when it's done, I take the pumpkin to the back of my property and I just dump it there. And that way it just goes back into the earth, because there's nothing in here that the earth won't take. And sometimes the animals will eat it, you know, because there's no poison or anything in here. So, all right, guys, I hope you'll like that spell. It's super easy, super effective. Pumpkins are such a great vessel to use in your spell work. Like I said, I really love to do hoodoo work. So hoodoo is using a lot of foods, you know, foods along with herbs and spices and roots and minerals, and, you know, but anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. All right, guys, as always, love you all and blessed be. Bye.